Hello, Catawba Nation. Today we're back with our podcast episode after a little break we had, and we have a guest today, Dr. Thompson. We're super excited for her to be here, and today we're going to talk about mental toughness and mindfulness.
Yeah. Well, first, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I know this has been kind of a long time coming, but we've had to reschedule with our crazy weather, but super excited to be here. Honored that y'all asked me to speak on the podcast. Kind of feel like kind of famous, like, whoa, crazy. So I'm Dr. Megan Thompson. I teach in our clinical mental health counseling master's program. I've been a mental health and school counselor for over 15 years.
Wow.
Very long time. Love working with younger people. Better.
Perfect. Yes.
Love working with younger people on just, mental health concerns, but really building resilience, building their strengths. And so it ties in real nicely with athletes and mental toughness. I was a college athlete myself. I was a swimmer.
Really?
Yep,
Nice.
I was a
I didn't
swimmer.
know that.
Yeah. So I swam all growing up, year-round, competitively, and swam in college. So I definitely understand the experience of being a college athlete. I feel like swimming is, obviously it's different than beach volleyball, but there are, I think, similarities in the sense
For
that
sure.
it's so intense and you're working towards something for such a long time. And then, like for swimming, the event itself is over in an instant, and that can be really challenging.
For sure, you work so hard for just those few minutes.
Yes.
Or in our case, it's just that one game. It
Uh-huh.
might be that one point.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yes.
The
So-
pressure is definitely there.
Yeah. And so I've really enjoyed, being part of helping the team kind of navigate those moments of pressure, because I think being an athlete is so fun, so exciting, and so stressful.
It really is.
yeah.
So last semester we worked the whole beach volleyball team. We worked with Dr. Thompson, and she helped us a lot. We worked on different exercises throughout the semester. So each week we did different.
Yeah, we kind of did
skill.
different mindfulness practices,
Right,
really
right.
working on building our capacity to be mindful, not only just kind of in a normal everyday space, but then eventually kind of working our way towards being really mindful in the moment in the game, so that you're not so focused on the plays or maybe the mistakes, but you can just really be mindful without judgment and really be present in the moment without all of that internal self-talk that happens, that pressure.
For me, it was personally something really, really new. I think I've mentioned in a previous podcast, I've never really focused on the mental part of the game, but since I came here, I realized it's a big part of the game, and moments when you have the pressure on, you need to know how to behave, basically, what to do.
Yeah, well, and I think too, when I think about it, it's almost like quieting those voices in your head, or quieting that inner critic, because I think that can really play a big role in our performance. Even though you know what to do, you technically know how you're going to handle a certain situation. The voices in your head, the inner critic, the self-doubt can get in the way. And so for me, I think that mindfulness piece, building that resilience, that mental toughness, can help us to quiet that negative self-talk and that inner critic, so that especially if we make a mistake, we don't dwell on it. We move on. Okay, I made a mistake, take a minute, and then move on and focus on the next play.
Yeah, and I think it was really interesting how we had such creative ways how to work on it. I remember we started when we first met you, we started with the M&Ms.
Yes.
If you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I that's so funny that you bring that up because I was actually just talking about that exercise in class
Oh, really?
with some mindfulness techniques. So it was a mindful eating exercise, really getting folks to kind of in a more safe, neutral, low stakes way, understand that process of mindfulness, of being present in the moment without any kind of judgment or preconceived ideas or notions. And so, having an M&M, something that we've all eaten before, we know what it's going to taste like and things like that, but trying to pretend like it's something you've never seen before, you've never tasted. And so really focusing on, what does it feel like in my hand? Notice the weight of it. Notice how it feels, the smoothness, the texture, bringing it up to your nose and smelling it. So really using your 5 senses to explore and engage in that moment. And then eating it, mindfully, right? Feeling the texture on your tongue, noticing the taste, feeling it as you swallow it. So really just, again, like using your 5 senses to be focused, present in the moment. It's kind of like one of the key concepts of mindfulness.
Yeah, that was definitely something new for me. But
Yeah.
at first, not gonna lie, it was really difficult to like adjust. 'Cause
Yeah.
at first it feels so weird.
Yeah.
Like it's just okay. I'm eating M&Ms, right? But
Right.
then if you think about it, it actually does make a lot of sense, and
Yeah.
it does help.
Yeah.
And I think for me personally, what I liked the most were the exercises we did outside on the court, on the actual beach court,
Yeah.
like where we actually play and practice, and all the pressure we face is happening right there.
Yes.
So when we did, I don't know how to describe it. We did the serving drill. So we were thinking about like, how we're touching the ball, about the timing and everything.
Yeah.
And also when we were just like laying down on our yoga mats,
Yeah.
and it was just really, really nice.
Yeah, no, those are some of my favorite exercises, how we kind of built up to being able to do that, where we're out in the sand and going through those very specific kind of like step-by-step movements of serving and really focusing on what does it feel like when the ball makes contact with my palm, when I raise my arm up, right, or the swing, and really like mindfully engaging in those small movements so that your body kind of like feels them versus like thinking about them. Because I think like that's the goal in a game, is that you trust your body to engage in the process, that it knows what to do without all of that like internal chatter and self-doubt getting in the way. Like you're doing what your body knows how to do and trusting that process.
Yeah, I think that's something Oliver, my coach, last week we had our like one-on-one meetings with coaches. And that's what something that Oliver told me was, you're ready to play.
Yeah.
Like you're physically there,
Yeah.
you're technically there, and you should be mentally there too. But at the end of the day, it's like you playing the sport and you're serving this like the ball, right?
Yeah.
So like it's on you at that moment. And you just have to trust that you've trained enough and you've put the work in, and like you're ready for this. So just let go of all the thoughts in your head.
Yeah, and that can be challenging. And so I think about the work that we did as a team, and I think about work that we can do moving forward. And I think that that's kind of that next step, is really continuing to work on how do we quiet that chatter in our mind? How do we quiet that negative self-talk? How do we really truly try to put that out of our minds so that it doesn't get in the way and it doesn't, lack of a better word, like mess us up, right?
Exactly.
Because I think sometimes we're our own worst enemy. Like, just like you said, you know how to play the game. You know what you're doing. And it's our own self-doubt. It's our own fear. It's our own anxiety. It's our own stress. Our perceptions maybe of the competition, like, oh no, they're bigger, they're faster, they're better. No. So stop telling yourself that, right? But that gets stuck in our head, that internal kind of monologue, and then that can impact how we play. So we got to try to get rid of all that.
Yeah, switch to the next play and the next game. Because, yeah, I think what we face is like the expectations are there, right? Like we work so hard and then the conference games are going to come. And like, how do you think athletes should like focus on being present and just like forgetting about the failure?
Yeah.
Because everyone obviously is not perfect and
Yeah.
there are going to be bad games.
Yeah. And you're going to make mistakes. You're human. Some of the things that come to mind for me when I think about that, especially with beach volleyball, because you're working with your partner, being kind, being accepting, understanding that you're going to make mistakes and trying to let that go and not hold on to that. You know, if your partner makes a mistake, let it go, not hold on to it, right? I think give yourself a second to be mad. Like, oh crap. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
And then move on, because every single second, every single moment, if you think about it, is now in the past. So like we're just constantly moving forward. There's nothing you can do to change what just happened. You can just keep moving forward. And so a mistake happens. Think of it as just like a cloud. Like that was one of the things we talked about with our mindfulness exercises. When thoughts come into your mind, they're going to come into your mind. They're going to happen. Just let it roll through like a cloud passing through the sky. If you can try to train yourself so that if you make a mistake, if a bad play happens, oh crap, move on. Next one.
Yeah. I think like, because some people say like, don't be mad at yourself. But I think, yeah, I really agree with what you're saying. Like you can be mad at yourself, but just like acknowledge that and then let it go.
Yes. Acknowledge and let go. I think that's easier said than done.
For sure.
But I think that there's little things you can do. You know, I think especially with beach volleyball, like little resets, physical resets that you can do. I think about things like
fixing the line.
Fixing the lines is a big one, right? That's common. Brushing the sand off you, cleaning your glasses, readjusting your suit, like small little physical resets that you can do to not only, that's kind of your anchor, like, okay, I'm moving forward. I'm not going to keep thinking about how I made that mistake or my partner made that mistake. We're moving forward. So that's kind of like a physical anchor to reset. But also I think about it in beach volleyball, how that can slow things down.
True. Yeah, because sometimes you just need to slow down.
Yeah.
Because I personally, my coach always tells me, don't panic. Because I know how to play. I know how to handle the ball, right? But like in some situations, I'm just too like in the moment and I just want to panic. And she's like, no, calm down. Like,
yeah.
You got this.
Well, it's such a fast-paced game to begin with.
And it's all about mistakes.
Yes. Yeah. And again, yes, it's all about mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. And so I think really changing your mindset too, to know that mistakes happen. You just move forward. After the game, maybe like later that weekend or whatever, then you can like analyze the mistakes, right? Learn from them. What did I do here? How can I move differently? What can we do differently as a partnership so that maybe that doesn't happen again, or maybe not as frequently? But in the moment, what's dwelling on that mistake going to do for you? How is that going to serve you? It's not.
Yeah, it's really not. You only can move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next topic I would really want to talk about is sleep.
Yes.
Because I remember we had to track our sleep during our...
I think that was probably easier said than done. I think it was probably a bit of a challenge to always be intentional about like making sure we're tracking it, like paper and pencil kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you would normally do, right?
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
It was a really good research. And yeah, from my personal experience, I've never really struggled with sleeping, probably because I think I do so much during the day that I'm just tired and I honestly just pass out. But at the same time, I know I've talked to a lot of my teammates and they really struggle with sleeping.
Yeah.
And I don't really know why, but I don't know how the research helped. Like maybe you can tell us about like your findings, if there was any like trends or.
So interestingly enough, just I think with the data that I collected, the amount of sleep surveys, I guess, that I received, I wasn't able to notice
We were not perfect.
any specific trends, and that is okay. But one of the things I've thought a lot about as I've reflected on that is I'm curious to learn more for a lot of y'all. What does your evening routine look like? Because I think that routine and that term sleep hygiene is really important to understand and learn more about, because if you're doing things that are keeping your body and your mind active and awake before sleep, it's going to be harder for you to really get into sleep mode and to relax and shift. And so I wonder for you or for some of your teammates, like, what did that look like? What did your bedtime routine look like? The research definitely talks a lot about the importance of shutting off screens, taking a break from your phone at least 30 minutes to an hour before you plan on going to sleep. Otherwise, it'll keep your brain awake. So I'm curious, I'd be curious to hear more from some of the girls, like, what does that look like for them, and learn more about maybe those correlations.
Well, for me, I can't tell about anyone else, but for me, I remember ever since I was a kid, I would drink peppermint tea before bed. That's something I did in Latvia, and I'm still doing it here.
Yeah.
I think that helps me a lot. And also, I do read books, so like before bed, not saying every day because it's not perfect, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would read a book, and what you said, like, the amount of activity you do before bed, I think that really influences like how fast you can fall asleep. Because I remember I used to play indoor volleyball, and we would had a lot of like evening games. So the game would end at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And I would struggle so much to fall asleep because I felt like the adrenaline.
All that
adrenaline. Is still
yes.
there, even though like I already stopped playing, like I showered and everything's good.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, I can feel it in my body. So
yeah. I experience that with my kids now, right? Like they'll either have games or practice late at night and try to go to bed, and they're still so hyped up. I'm like, it's so late. How are you so awake? And it's that adrenaline that's coursing through your body. It is woken you up, and you're ready to keep going.
Yeah, because it's definitely important to find that routine for you. For me, as I said, it's the maybe drinking the tea and just like I listen to music. I wouldn't say like I'm on the phone a lot.
Yeah.
I try not to be. Sometimes, of course, I am trying not to be.
Yeah.
And because sleep is definitely important for your recovery and everything. And
it's the number one way for your body to recover. It's where your body repairs itself, or when, I should say. And so if you don't have that sleep, how is your body going to repair what it needs to repair? And y'all are working so hard in practice and in games, right? Like your body needs that rest.
We should definitely find a routine. And I think that's something we can work with you.
Yes,
maybe
definitely.
Next semester.
Yeah.
Because I know Susan, our whole team, like we really appreciated your help, and we would be ready to work with you again.
Yay! I loved working with y'all. It was like the highlight of my week when I got to see y'all. I've missed it for sure. So I hope that it's something that we can continue like long term. I'm kind of like an honorary member of the team.
Perfect. You're definitely part of the team now.
I even bought a sticker for my car, Catawba Beach Volleyball. I haven't put it up yet, but I'm all about representing y'all.
Yeah, Dr. Thompson, she comes to our games too. And but something I think I noticed was also that like maybe in like week 4, our whole team was like more used to all of those like exercises and drills.
Yes.
And like I feel like our whole team like emotionally changed.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I think these exercises are such that unless you already have a meditation or mindfulness practice that you engage in, when you first try them, they can feel silly and awkward, right? And because of that, like we're feeling uncomfortable, self-conscious. And so it takes time to really let go of that and to be in the moment and to be okay with maybe feeling a little silly. But the more that we did it, the more comfortable everybody seemed to be. less kind of like, this is ridiculous. What are we doing? And I'd even venture to say that maybe some of y'all even looked forward to it. I think as a whole, as I reflect on our time together, I think I noticed that the girls, all of y'all, seemed to be more calm and seemed less stressed when we would get together for our practices. I think there are going to be times when there's stress with academics, right? But as a whole, when I reflect and think about kind of your state of mental and emotional being when we were together, it seemed calmer, more kind of even keeled, and y'all just seemed more at peace. And you all, I don't know if you already were like this, but you all seemed to get along so well. Like, it just seemed like such a great group cohesion. I don't know if that helped with that, but it seemed like it was just a great opportunity for everyone to get together and to have some downtime to just be without pressure or anything.
Part of our like training process is that we train in groups, which is really good because like for technical skills, it's really good.
Yeah.
But we don't really see each other like all together.
Yeah.
So that was something like, it was kind of a weird feeling, but a good way to like be together.
Yeah, and it seemed like it changed. It definitely seemed like you all came together more as a larger group the more the time passed. I definitely noticed that. Like, yes, I could see that maybe first time we got together, it's like you're in your different groups.
Yeah.
And then the more times we met, like it was just one large group, one large team.
I think it's important for all the sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if other programs do this, or is it just us?
At least with me, it's just y'all.
So we're
for
the
now.
first ones.
You're the pioneers.
Perfect. But yeah, I'm really excited that we got the chance to work with you. And I know I'm talking from the whole team and our coaching staff. And I'm just super excited you could be here today with us.
Thank you. I've loved being with y'all, so thank you.
Yes, and I really look forward to work with you next semester, hopefully.
Yes, me too. Me too.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.